Welcome to my channel, All for Health with Jane. Family, we are still on the Senzo Meyiwa trial, a trial within a trial. This is day 3 of Muzi Sibiya on the witness stand. Family, please watch and listen carefully to the following clip. And after you have done that, number 1, please tell me if, according to you, Muzi Sibiya understands the role that is being played by Advocate Mgomezulu in his case. That is number 1. Number 2, do you agree with Advocate Sibanda when he says Sibiya is distancing himself from Advocate Mgomezulu and everything that Advocate Mgomezulu has said? Meaning that, is it allowed to ignore everything that Advocate Mgomezulu said since the first day he came to represent Muzi Sibiya, and we focus on what Sibiya is submitting to the court from day one? He has been cross-examined by Advocate Sibanda. Are we saying we need to focus only on what Sibiya is saying? I'm asking this question because when I look at most of the things that Sibiya is saying, they differ from what Advocate Mgomezulu said on his behalf. That is my number 2. Then let's move to number 3. Number 3, family, what effect do you think this will have on Sibiya? You know, having his own version of whatever has happened, a different version from what was presented by Advocate Mgomezulu, by keeping on reminding the court that he's not speaking on behalf of Mgomezulu. Whatever Mgomezulu has said, Mgomezulu has the answers. Mgomezulu is the one who must tell the court. Now he won't answer on behalf of Mgomezulu. What do you think? What effect do you think this will have on Sibiya? Is this an advantage to him or not? Family, please watch, listen, and on the comment section, please comment. Let's talk about this.
That is incorrect. I've never said that. What I am saying is what I am telling the court now.
So you are distancing yourself from that assertion?
Manje wena uyaziqhelakanyisa naleyo nto ekhulunywe ummeli.
Mina ngoba ngizela ukuzokhulumela uMgomezulu la ngizoyikhulumela into eyenzeka kimi.
As I am here, I am not here to speak on behalf of Mr. Mgomezulu. I am here to speak on my behalf, my lord.
That is, the traffic doesn't go to that direction, it's the opposite direction. He is speaking on your behalf, not you.
Uthi ke ummeli umshushisi ayihambi kanjalo. Kahle kahle akusuwena ozikhulumelayo noma ukhulumela umnumzana Mgomezulu. Umnumzana Mgomezulu ukhulumela wena.
Mina ngoba ngila eboxini ngizoyikhulumela mina into eyenzeka kimi.
As I am here on the witness stand, I am here to speak on my behalf on what happened to me.
So what was it that he was doing on the date in question when he made the statement?
Manje ngalesikhathi ekhuluma loludaba umnumzana Mgomezulu bekayenzani? Loludaba lokuthi uye wayisiwa eBasotho hostel.
Angeke ngiphendulele uMgomezulu ukuthi benzani.
I cannot respond on his behalf, my lord.
Thank you. I will pack it here. Now, you testified that when you arrived at Albertine, you find the members of the TRT there.
Uthe mawufika eAlbertine uthole amaphoyisa we TRT.
Mangifika eAlbertine awuthi ngithola amaphoyisa ngibone sekukhona namaphoyisa eTRT.
Not that I found them there, but I noticed that they were there.
Did you interact with them?
Uye wakhulumisana nabo?
Cha.
No.
Did they come where you were seated or you were standing?
baye beza labo ume khona noma labo uhleli khona.
mangikulela office babelokhu bephithizela nje phambi kwemnyango lapha ya.
Whilst I was in that office, they were just moving around next to the door.
Is it something that is unusual to find members of the South African police at the police station?
Into engajwayelekanga na ukuthi uthole amaphoyisa e-police station.
Okwenza ukuthi ngikhulume nge-TRT yingoba mase bengena emotweni sebengifake emotweni nawo ajoyina leyo convoy emoto.
What made me to talk about TRT is that when I was put in the police vehicle, they also joined that convoy.
How did you see them?
Ubabone kanjani?
Imoto ekulandelayo uyakwazi ukuyibona.
The vehicle behind you, you are able to see it.
There was evidence in this court by the person who took you those photographs that I showed you yesterday, saying that he was following the car that you and Colonel Hadebe were traveling in.
Unobufakazi obuzilela enkantolo ngalo muntu bekakuthatha leza izithombe ebazibonise zona izolo kuthiwa lo muntu uthe yena wayekade landela le moto lebe wena no Colonel Hadebe nihamba ngayo.
Angeke ngize ngikhulumele lo muntu ukuthi uthini kodwa mina ngithi okwenzakalayo le moto yayiza ngemuva kwethu.
I would not speak on what he said or on his behalf. However, what I would say is that that vehicle was following us.
And then that aspect was not challenged when he said he was following the vehicle that you and Hadebe were in.
Lolo daba ngaleso sikhathi ekhuluma yena athi wayekade elandela le moto ebekade wena no Hadebe nikuyo. Ayizange idingidwe noma ayizange iphikiswe ngaleso sikhathi.
Ngisacela ungiphindela angizwisisi kahle.
Lolu daba alikhulumile yena lokuthi ubekade elandela imoto lebekade wena no Hadebe nikuyo. Ayizange iphikiswe ummeli wakho ngaleso sikhathi yena aqeda ukuyikhuluma la enkantolo.
Ngamtshena ummeli mhlawumbe akezwanga kodwa ke mina ngoba ngila eboxini ila engizokhuluma khona konke okwenzakalayo. Ngizele khona ukuzosho ukuthi kwenzakalani ngalela langa ngoba ngila eboxini.
I told my advocate, my lord, perhaps he's the one that did not hear or understand what I told him. However, I am here to state everything that happened.
So now do you see the implications of that installation being carried forward?
Manje uyabona ukuthi le nto beyibaleke kangakanani.
Ngicabanga ukuthi ibaluleke kakhulu ngoba nje ngireza la ecourt ngizosho vele izinto ezibalekile.
Yes, I believe it was important, and that is why I am also here to state what is important.
And then do you see now the difficulty that we find ourselves in, because that very part of the testimony that you are giving the court today was never put to the photograph.
Manje uyabona futhi nobunzima osizithola sikubo ngenxa yokuthi leyo nto ewikhulumayo ayizange itshelwe lo muntu lo bekathwebula izithombe.
Konsekatolo mina okwami ukuthi ngize eboxini ngizosho ukuthi kwenzakalani ngalolu suku loliya.
My lord, for me,
ngikhulumela ukuthi omunye umuntu wathini noma utheni.
as for me, what is important is that I am at the witness stand to come and testify on what happened. I will not be able to state on what someone had said.
And that someone, are you referring to the state witness or you're referring to your attorney?
Uma uthi omunye umuntu ukuthi utheni usho ubani, usho ufakazi wombuso noma ummeli wakho.
Ngisho ukuthi lo afuna ukuthi ngifakazele yena noma ngihambisana nenkulumo yakhe ngithi mina ngizosho okwenzakala kimi ngalolu yalanga.
I am referring to a person that the state wishes me to speak on their behalf. I am here to state what has happened.
Say, there's someone speaking on your behalf.
Kunomuntu okumele.
May I interject, my lord, by raising this objection? The line of questioning by my colleague to this witness is not fair. In fact, the state has to prove that a pointing out was made lawfully and the state has complied with the requirements. My lord, there is no dispute in relation to the conveyance of accused number of the witness from police station to Vosloorus. As to who was escorting the person that was conveying the suspect together with Colonel Radebe does not amount to any element of pointing out if there's no dispute in terms of conveyance, my lord.
Mr. Slandi, what's your response?
My lord, it has a bearing. It must be done freely, and then he said it before this court. The presence of those gentlemen scared him when he saw them. So them being there, wherever that they were going, it's going to even scare him even more. And it is our contention as the state that they were not there.
Yeah, the question is allowed because 217 says it must be done free and voluntarily and free. Just recite the recitation.
Is the court, please?
Recite it. It was done free. It must be done free and voluntarily without
Undue influence.
when you are in your
Sound
sober.
and sober senses.
That's it. Now, if there is a dispute about the fact that the witness, the state says there was no coercion in the taking of the photographs, in the pointing of the alleged areas. I don't know why they were pointing them. Then the conveyance towards that locality is critical, more especially where, in my view, there is evidence by the accused here that he was assaulted before they went there. Now, the critical question, according to Sibande, is the version which he says was put was that the photographer, after Radebe and Mr. Sibiya had got into their grey Volkswagen sedan, they were followed by the photographer. And it was Sibiya, Radebe, and the driver. And the photographer was following the car which was being driven immediately behind them. But he is now saying, which is entitled to say and do, is now saying, Mr. Sibiya, that they, TRT, followed Radebe's vehicle. So the question is allowed.
Is the court, please?
If it's true.
What is the response?
Ithini impendulo yakho?
Cela ungiphindele umbuzo.
May you please repeat the question?
Saying that which you are telling this court today was not put to the photograph. Say you are lying. You are not following the car that Radebe, Sibiya, and the driver were in. They were followed by members of the TRT.
Uthi lo mbuzo lowo ukuthi lo bekathwebula ithombe ubekade elandela imoto yenu awuzange ubuzwe njengoba ikuthi wena uthi imoto bekade ilandelwa abantu be-TRT.
Before I allow the witness to respond, I just want, my lord, to make sense of what my colleague is submitting before this honorable court. Because if it is put as a version that has been put or challenged when the driver was driving behind the motor vehicle of Colonel Radebe, it has never been put as a version.
No, you are misunderstanding your learned colleague.
Yes. The question, my lord...
Otherwise we're going to waste time.
No.
Mr. Sibande says the photographer testified that after taking photographs inside the office of Radebe, and after taking photographs when Mr. Sibiya was supposed to get into the vehicle, the grey, here it is, I've got it here, the grey Volkswagen, they subsequently took the photos, then Mr. Sibiya, Radebe, and the driver of this grey car got into that car, this car.
Yes.
it exited the police premises, and it was immediately, according to the state, it was immediately followed by the photographer's vehicle.
That's correct.
That's it.
That's correct, Malord.
So
But
now
not-
he says, your client says, the TRT police were following the vehicle of Khadebe,
Yes.
in which he was conveyed.
Thank you,
Now
ma'am.
he says it was never disputed.
Yes, my lord. I'm saying that should not be put as a version that was put to the driver of the.
No, it's not been put as a version.
But now, if my lord, a witness is confronted on what is said now, and what was not challenged at that time. At that time, nothing was challenged to the driver or the motor vehicle of the photographer. It's only the evidence that we hear now that Mr. Sibiya is saying he was followed by the TRT. It has never been canvassed.
No.
We never contested that the photographer.
I think you're misunderstanding
Yes.
the procedure. When an advocate defends a person, you read all the documents and you say, give me your version. What happened? What happened? And now the assumption, according to Sibande, is that you must have been given instructions that the car which was immediately following Khadebe and the police who was driving it, and with Mr. Sibiya being behind, it was immediately followed by the car of the photographer. That's basically it. And now he says, Mr. Sibanda, he says your client is saying that, sorry, Mr. Sibiya is saying Khadebe's car was immediately followed by the TRT and not by the photographer. That's what is being contested here. Nothing miraculous. Yes, sir. Am I quoting you correctly, sir?
Correct.
Yes, let's proceed, please.
I'm still waiting for the answer because when he was about to prepare an answer, then Mr. Mngomezulu stood up.
Usungaphendula ke Sibiya.
Cela ungiphindele umbuzo.
May you please repeat the question once more?
I'm saying that very important aspect where the photographer testified in court that he immediately followed the vehicle, as it was correctly pointed out by the court, the VW motor vehicle, immediately, not what you are saying in court that you were followed by the members of the TRT. That fact was not put before this court.
Uthi umshushisi le ndaba le yokuthi umuntu lo bekathwebula ithombe uyena obekade elandelela imoto lebe nina nihamba ngayo. Yena uthi wena manje sewuthi imoto yenu beyilandelelwa abantu be-TRT. Leyo ndaba yokuthi beyilandelelwa abantu be-TRT ayizange ikhulunywe ummeli wakho.
Okay, ngeke ngiphendulele uMngomezulu ukuthi azange ayikhulume ngayikhuluma uyo ngayikhulumela. Mina la engikushoyo kosekatolo i-escort uma ingi-escorta mina, i-escorta mina ihlala emva kwami. Lo muntu wecamera wayenga-escortile mina. Aba-TRT yiwa escorte mina. Obvious abase eduze kwemoto kusuke kukhona khona mina kuyo.
My Lord, I would not speak on behalf of Mr. Mngomezulu. However, when I was escorted, the escort would be behind me. And the escort vehicles that I saw, it was TRT, not the photographer.
Do you recall seeing Mr. Jonathan in this court?
Uye usakhumbula umbona omnumzana uJonathan la enkantolo.
Kosekatolo makhuluma uJonathan khuluma ngamu.
Who is Jonathan?
But you mentioned him, Mr. Sibiya, don't be smart. You even mentioned him amongst the people that were in Timbisa, people that assaulted you in Fosloras, people that assaulted you in the Tabong. But now you're asking me which Jonathan we're talking about.
Uthi ungazama ukudlala ngaye uJonathan wena wamusho ukuthi ukushayile endaweni ethize eLthabong wakushaya wahlangana naye Fosloras uJonathan yena lobo ukhuluma ngaye.
Kosekatolo uJonathan we-traffic cop angambona la eBoxing.
Yes, I did see the Mr. Jonathan, who is a traffic officer right here in court.
He came to this court and he informed this court that on the day in question, he and his colleagues conducted an escort, and among the escort was to guard the suspect as well as Colonel Hadeb.
Uthi ke uJonathan uye weza la enkantolo wathi yena namaphoyisa abanye laba asebenza nabo bebakade be-escorta imoto. Isizathu soku-escorta leyo moto beku-escorta umsolwa lo bekaphakathi kuleyo moto no-Colonel Hadeb.
Kosekatolo uJohannes azange ngize ngimbone nge-escorta mina. Abantu abangi-escortayo uma ngisuke e-Albertine kwakuyi-TRT.
My Lord, I did not see Johannes escorting me. The people that I saw escorting me, it was TRT.
So why was it not disputed when Jonathan was on the witness box that you are lying, Constable Jonathan? You never conducted an escort on that particular date.
Manje kungani uJonathan ngalesikhathi emela sime khona angazange atshelwe ukuthi Jonathan lento oyikhulumayo amanga lihlaza wena awuzange uescorte umsolwa noHadebe.
Kosekatolo anginalo ilungelo lokuthi umuntu mina uqamba manga. Ukhona umuntu onelungelo lokuthi la ecourt lo muntu lo uqamba manga noma cha. Mina engushoyo la iyitenzeka kimi ukuthi mina kimi yini eyenzeka. uJohannes akunayo indlela ukumphikisa kodwa nje ngingakusho lokho ayikusho akwenzakalanga lendlela asho ngayo. Kodwa ukuthi uqamba manga anginalo ilungelo lokusho kanjalo.
My Lord, I do not have a right to say to a person who is testifying here in court that those people are lying. There is a person who has those rights, and I cannot say to Johannes, as the witness keeps on repeating the name Johannes, that he was lying, as there was someone who had the rights to inform Johannes that he was lying.
Who has that right?
Ubani onalelo lungelo lokumtshela ukuthi akakhulumi iqiniso?
Hayi ukuthi akakhuluma iqiniso. Kwesekatolo ngithi umuntu onelungelo lokubona umuntu onamanga ukhona la ecourt.
Uthi umshushisi ubani?
Ikosekatolo nelungelo lokubona ukuthi umuntu unamanga.
It's the court that has the right to see that a person is lying. Inkantolo isangoma.
Ngicabanga ukuthi umsebenzi awufundele uyakwazi ukubona ukuthi umuntu unamanga.
It's just a slight joke.
Yes, the court is my Lord.
Family, let's meet in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this video to the end. Please like it before you leave, family. Subscribe for my channel if you haven't done so yet. Family, I love you so much and I will see you on my next upload. Bye.